The drink, we're clicking to the environment. We're clicking to the environment. We're drinking to the environment. Yes.
Hold on. Sweet. I'm actually recording now. Nice.
Nice. Good start.
Yeah, right? Been working. Fortunately, I've been working, so I've been doing that.
What again? Sorry, do it again. Say that last statement over.
What's up?
Say that last sentence again. You've been doing what? And then I had something else pop in my ear.
No, I was just saying that I've been pretty much since this whole pandemic has been going on, I have been still fortunately working. So I've been working like crazy and
Refresh my memory.
Well, I was working in the meat industry and then I just got a job recently back in the environmental field, so I'm happy about that.
You did? Where? What are you doing?
So I'm actually working with our boy Frankie at a hazardous waste company.
Nice. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frank, the dynamic duo.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Like I said, I've just got home like 30 minutes ago and I haven't had a chance to eat anything, so I just like...
Yeah, I hear that.
A little bit, so.
Sure.
But enough about me. What's going on with you, man? How you been doing?
Good. Just still teaching at Kane, obviously, doing the classes, working remotely, and surviving the pandemic, so you know how it goes.
Well, that's good. That's awesome. I'm glad you're still...
Trying to make as much winter surf as possible, but that's fleeting at best.
Oh, the winter surf?
Yeah, it's like so hard to get out. Like, I got a little time, but then there's always grading or something else to do. It's really kind of annoying, actually, at this point. I got a great suit. I got all the gear. I just haven't been able to put the clock together with the free time.
You'll get there. I mean, on the bright side, though, it hasn't really been too crazy in the last few days, though. So you're not really missing too much.
It's been so flat for the last few weeks, but I went out before Christmas. It was nice, but I'm just not a fan of howling offshore winds anymore. I'm just not. If I were bodyboarding, it's better, but I'm just, the stand-up drop, pull out is just, for wrestling to put on a wetsuit just does not enthrall me anymore. Because a lot of it's a drop, turn, quick run, or it either closes out or you gotta duck out. And I'm like, that's just not. It's fun and all, but
it's not totally worth it sometimes.
It ain't not for wrestling the wetsuit on. In the summertime, okay, go out, get hammered, come in. It's you got your trunks on, you're good to go.
Right.
But just dressing up like for a half hour, but I'm gonna warm up soon. So you're doing hazmat, like you're going to sites and stuff. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, so what happens is that we go off to sites in our trucks and everything, and we pretty much just go to we have a contact, and they just show us where we have to like pick up all the stuff, and we have to of course label stuff and segregate like certain chemicals and make sure nothing is inappropriately placed in the truck, so God forbid something bad happens, our truck doesn't go up in flames too. So
yeah, for sure, you wouldn't want that on your insurance claim.
Yeah, really. exactly.
So
nice, cool. That's good.
Yeah, so we're doing that, and like I said, I just started like about a month ago, so there's a lot to learn. There's definitely a lot to learn because like you have to learn about the DOT, the Department of Transportation, like hazard classes, and the RECRA, like
they don't fool around with those at all.
No, but it's weird because like some things are hazardous to RCRA, which is RCRA for those that don't know.
Yeah, I knew that was.
And then
I'll put the little actual meaning in the screen later, but what's called like some things that are RCRA hazardous are not always DOT hazardous and vice versa, which is weird. I guess it's like just the amount or whatever, amount of like certain chemicals or, amount of in the container and stuff. So
Yeah, like it can't be too filled, too low. It's got to be. It's not a joke, man. They do not fool with that at all.
yeah, exactly. And if we have too much of like say class 8, which is corrosive, or flammable liquid, which is also another common one, we have to like placard the whole truck. So like people are like, hey, authorities are like, oh, okay, so you have this on your truck. Okay, cool. Like, get out of here now.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like it's a good gig, though. Like there's always going to be work.
There's always ways to handle and stuff, so that's always good. So it's almost like recession proof, if you will. So
For sure.
oh, I freaking love Beach House Brewery.
you have a beverage of your own tonight or no?
No, I'm just drinking water, kind of keeping it on the teetotaler level. I teach a lot tomorrow.
It's all good. Well, cheers to you, sir. Thanks for being on the drink, man.
My pleasure, man.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
Oh my god, plastic bottle. I haven't used that in a while.
This is a Gatorade probably from
Well, like 3 years ago.
October, I think I drank this. And
Oh,
it's been
okay. So
filling
you
with
reuse
water,
it a
so-
little bit. That's good.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I was gonna say,
It might even be from the summer, actually, because the way I tore it up, but yeah, I keep them a long time. Yeah, and I usually lose them, unfortunately. Like, I don't lose them, like, I'll throw them away by accident, so, but this one's been going strong. I haven't been driving anywhere, so I can't lose it anymore, like leave it in a classroom like I used to do.
There you go.
How's your shoulder? Weren't you kind of injured from surfing or something? Were you just rehabbing that?
Oh, I've been rehabbing my mainly my right shoulder, but my left shoulder too a little bit. But yeah, I've been rehabilitating my shoulders for at least a good month, maybe even 2 now.
Wow.
Yeah, just icing and
Yeah.
a family friend that's actually a chiropractor gave me a little portable electrode pad.
Stimulus,
thing.
the stimulus
The
thing,
TENS
stimulating.
machine, that's what it's called. And I actually haven't used it in about a week or 2, so I should probably get back on that. But it does help it helps rehabilitate my shoulders, which is nice, and icing.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, it's a journey coming. So
Are you living in Belmar now too? Do you live in Belmar now, or did I read that right or something? That's where you live in Belmar. That's my old stopping
dude, I'm
ground.
literally I mapped where your house is to mine. I'm literally 5 minutes away from your house.
Where on 6th Ave?
No, I'm in Belmar, but I'm on 11th Ave, and you're if you go, north, you're literally the next town over, but you're within walking distance.
No, I'm living in Neptune, bro. I live in Neptune.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is where you live in Neptune, I thought you lived completely somewhere else in Neptune, not that close to me. Well, actually, not that. I don't live that. Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Because I was
But
gonna
you're
say
in
you've
B-Town,
been
that's
here
pretty
longer than
cool.
me, so.
I grew up on 6th Ave across from St. Rose Grammar School, so my family's still there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so it's nice.
I've probably
11th
passed their house
Ave,
numerous times.
11th Ave, and you're renting out a little apartment there action going on?
Yeah. This is this is Casa del Teddy. So
Nice. That's a good place. That's cool. Looks pretty nice
There
and
you go.
new. Pretty sweet.
I think you'll appreciate that.
The Tchotchke surfboard. Nice.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So this is it's my humble abode, and I would like to move into an actual house, but I don't think my funds are allowing that right now. So
No, just keep saving up. Make sure you have a good, solid savings plan. That's the key. Is just save as much as you can.
if I save, I would be a legit homebody.
Yeah. Oh, within reason, but set up a plan that's reasonable.
Yeah, I'm not that disciplined. I won't lie. I'm not that disciplined for that. However, my girlfriend is inspiring me to make up my own.
I was just gonna say they are a good stimulant to clean up your acts. So I know that feeling. You're like, oh, I guess I gotta grow up now. So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just trying to save as much as I can. At the same time of like paying all my like
well, yeah,
credit card,
of
all the
course.
typical stuff.
But come up with a plan that you can pay him down as fast as you can, and you can simultaneously save while you do that. There's a way to do it. You just got to be committed to it. And listen,
Yeah, for sure.
she'll walk if you're goofing off. She'll walk, dude. So
Right? Hey, she's great, man. She's great. I can't let her go at this point.
nah. So you'll get your act straightened up. But if you need inspiration, check out a couple local community credit unions. There's one out on Route 33 here. It's called United Teletech. It's a good local customer-friendly bank. So they'll help you develop a whole plan, and they're customer-oriented, not like the big commercial banks. So I've been there probably 10 years, and I love it. I love that bank. It's good. Yeah, because you sit down and say, well, this is what I want to do. This is how much I have. And they say, okay, this is what we're going to build a financial plan. And so they'll take it out of your account. You can move it over. It's really comforting because you don't have to worry because it's doing the work for you. Your money's a tool, bro, not a toy. It's a tool.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
But that's good. You can live it on your own, doing the thing. That's good. That's pretty sweet. Doing a little podcasting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, since I can't do it in person, which I would love to do, I've been simply working to be, once a month, very consistent with, having guests on the show and doing my podcast that way. So, and it's been working out pretty well. I upload like toward the end of the week. End of the month. And, because I have all other stuff going on, so it gives me time to, schedule a guest such as yourself and work out the kinks if there are any and, come up with a baseline agenda and go from there.
So if you're ever looking for guests, I got a few contacts if you're interested, food composting, ones on building efficiency,
Please send them my way, man. I'm always asking,
Let's do it right now. I'll do it right now. Hold on.
What?
I'll do it right now. Hold on. Because if I don't do it now, it'll be Ted Wingender. Okay. Future guests. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll do it later. And later will be like March.
It's alright. I'll have to write it. I'll have to write it down on my paper in front of me right now, just so I remember too.
I'm sending you an email.
Oh, sweet.
Green buildings, conservation. One of the guys here. The Flatiron building in New York City, that weird triangle building. It's an old building. Google pictures of the Flatiron building right now.
Gotcha.
And let me get it here.
Oh yeah, I've passed that numerous times, which I did not actually know what it was called.
He's doing he's working with the owners, and it's going at a snail's pace, so that's one of the problems.
Oh, fun.
But they're totally bringing it up to speed, in terms of energy conservation. He's good. He's a real good energy conservationist kind of guy. So
okay. In case anyone doesn't know what the hell the
that's the building. Yeah. So they're putting in all this cool. He'd be good talking about how it's working with the owners, because one owner is kind of holding everybody up.
Okay.
But they're putting in green energy. They're upgrading all the lighting, HVAC.
Oh, sweet.
There's hydrogen power for fuel cell power for building and water and heat and stuff like that. They have to live within the historical outside, so they can't. It's a really cool, yeah. Food. I'll do this one. Food composting.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna. Once you're done with that email, I'm gonna have you actually introduce yourself for those that don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah, I will.
It's all good.
We do this. Just do it
This
now.
is pretty cool.
And then go to another website. Put it in the chat room. Hold on.
The chat room?
Chat. I mean, not the chat room, but the chat window.
Oh. Yeah.
Let me put it here.
Dun, 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 dun. Stop sharing. Okay, we're good. The chatty chat.
So these are a couple lead-ins who are kind of cool.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So
I
he'd be-
asked you about that like when I was actually at Kane.
Right. Dr. Shebitz would be a good one to interview.
I've interviewed her already, and she's due for a reunion.
Who else?
Just
is
like
good?
yourself.
You know who's cool is Joe Sarnowski. He's one of our another academic lecturer. He does drone and
Oh, he does some drone work and stuff?
yeah, we're trying to do a little research project out at Shark River Golf Course next summer. So
Yeah, because I'm having someone on the show that does photography, and we're going to be talking about photography and the environment, which is going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that one.
I can't remember his email. I'll get you his. So I just sent it to you. Good. Okay. Good.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sending me that.
Yep. No problem. So let's get off to the races. How do you want to do this?
So, for those that don't know who this gentleman is, he was actually the very first guest on the drink sustainability. Yeah! I wish I had a little sound effects, but that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Will Heyniger, you, wow. Dude, it's been almost 4 years.
Since you
I started in 2017.
Yeah, and we did
Holy
it down.
crap.
Was it your house or your colleague's house somewhere? We did either basement. Was it your house? I think we did the basement.
Yeah, we did it at when I was living at my parents' house. We did it in the basement. Oh my god, that was great. We're coming to a clip of that now.
Yeah, exactly. Time warp.
Oh my god, that is crazy. Yeah, because it's 20. Well, actually, it was like 3.5 years.
Yeah, but still,
We
it's
did.
been too
But
long.
anyway, it's been a while. So, well, welcome back to the Drake Man. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Oh my god, this is. I can't believe that. Time flies when you're having fun.
Surfing will kill a lot of time, won't it?
Yeah, really, seriously. So, for those that still don't know who you are, just give a brief background on you, and kind of tell us a brief story on how you became an environmental activist.
Sure. We can go down memory lane here.
Go down a little bit of memory lane.
My name is Will Heyniger. I am an academic lecturer at Kane University since 2011, which means I teach classes in environmental, sustainability, and atmospheric sciences. I have my master's in environmental management from Montclair State University, go Redhawks. And I also got my undergraduate degree in the 90s from Kane University itself in earth sciences with an option of meteorology, and that's how they structured it. So I guess I've been an environmentalist, kind of a closeted environmentalist for a long time. When I was a child, my dad was a superintendent at a golf course in Western New Jersey, and I had a lot of the time to go on weekends with him to work and really quietly instill outdoorsiness. So I'm not scaling Mount Everest or anything, but there was a lot of interesting stuff that we did. And my dad taught me a lot about turf, technically, irrigation, which is water use, tolerances of the different types of turf, from tee boxes where you hit the ball from initially through the fairways and then onto the greens themselves, a little bit of management. And so I had a lot of exposure when I was in my, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old frame. And we'd spend a lot of time, and I got a lot of exposure. And I didn't know that then because it was just spending time with my dad. But those fundamental steps really instilled a lot of, without him preaching to me, about environmentalism and landscape and land use specifically. And you throw in there that the challenges of operating a golf course, they're very highly detrimental in terms of chemical use back then, to a certain degree now. Fast forward, I was deciding what to do in college, and I wanted to go into the military, actually. I had this big, pipe dream. Let's go be a pilot or something. And my SATs woke me up to that. So I started exploring where I wanted to go. At the time, my brother was going out to University of Wisconsin in Madison, one of the main universities, hubs in Wisconsin. And he had paused for a while, found his calling in environmental journalism. And there was this place he went to, I can't remember the name, but it was very green focus. It's a real, I can't remember the name of it, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he also instilled in me a sense of environmentalism. And it wasn't that we were practicing much at home, this being the 80s and 90s. And if you were an environmentalist at that juncture, you were on the fringe of society, not like it is today where it's so accepted. And so I'd gone out and visited him a couple of times. And Madison is a wonderful part of Wisconsin, and they're very earth oriented to a certain degree, so much so that it sticks to me today that even then in the 90s and late 80s, they were aware of how the land was being altered. And so either a nearby county or somewhere around Madison had actually put a moratorium on building. And my brother, in his tutelage, he's 9 years older than me, gave me a lot of background about it. And I was a kid. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And as a joke, he was the naturalist in the family, and I was always busting his chops going, build, develop, and kind of not answering my own inner pull for environmentalism. And we joke about that now in the fact that I'm very, very green, even more so than he is, and we have a good laugh about that. So I've had some very good influences subliminally, I guess, about environmentalism. Fast forward, I graduated my degree in meteorology. I got into broadcast meteorology. It just didn't seem my right fit. I was up in Albany, New York for a couple of years, and I found myself watching a lot of the beach cams. And I said, something may not be right here. This is the early internet days, mind you, where video feeds were cherished. So that didn't pan out. And yeah, it was a luxury. I mean, being able to watch the beach from Albany, New York was, and that, I just didn't feel the calling that I might have had. So that ended, position opened up at King University. I worked there as a staff member, and that's where I really started to embrace, environmentalism to a certain degree without me knowing it. I didn't know what I was going to do. Fast forward even farther into the 2000s, I felt like I was stagnating knowledge-wise. So I spoke with my wife, and I said, I feel like I'm kind of getting stale. So I decided to go back to school for my graduate master's degree in environmental something, and that fortunately just funneled down to a great program that Montclair had for working professionals such as myself and a lot of the friends that I made there about environmental management. And that really got me interested about what's going on in the planet. I've always had this insatiable, it's kind of waning temporarily right now, about knowledge, but I like to read a lot. And so that really kept my academic quest going. It was tough being newly married, trying to buy a house. And I'm like, let's go to grad school. That sounds like fun. So I started grad school, moving into my new house. But I had these visions. And stepping back for a moment in discussion, my grandfather was very home green, if you called. He was the guy who would, in this old house that he had that my family still resides in before they upgraded, single pane windows, and he was the guy who rolled the newspapers and put them underneath the windowsills when he put the window down, so less wind would blow through the windows. And my parents say,
"Oh man, that's funny."
I didn't know my grandfather. He died when I was an infant or so, 74. Okay. I was 2 maybe. And they go, how are you like Grandpa Lewis? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, he did the exact same thing. And even more comically, we had this 2-story house. It was an old steam boiler. My parents were very low middle class, so we were getting by, and it was great. I was lucky enough to grow up around the beach. That also kind of planted the liquid seed, if you will, about environmentalism, because you're around. I spent days as a child being low middle class. I heard this term later on in life, actually from Mike Myers from Wayne and Garth. And his family had this thing called no money fun. And my parents never knew that, we never knew that we were at this certain economic level, which was nice. We weren't ignorant, but they didn't say we were poor and lower, and we just were. And that was really helpful in planting yet another seed. So we would spend all our days at the beach. My mom would pack my siblings and I up on bikes. We'd bike down and spend all day at the beach. And it was really, you're a little kid. I didn't know what was going on around me per se. I was just at the beach. But it was really instilling a lot of environmentalism. And so we do these no money fun things. And it was really, really cool. Fast forward, Kane made an opportunity for academic lectures as long as you have a master's degree because it's a state university. I happen to have it, and it segued in. While that was occurring, we had a professor there by the name of Nick Smith-Sebasto, and he's a real advanced inventor for food composting. And that really tripped my trigger. I just went, I'm in. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Beyond rolling up newspapers to conserve energy, this was it was profound to me in the sense that, we're taking food and turning it into a usable, reusable product in 5 days. And that grew from my parents not having much. We tended to use a lot of things, as full as they could. And that really synchronized what I didn't know that was in me to what I was now exposed to. And I've been, probably too much to my wife's, annoyance about conserving energy and closing the loop and, food distribution. So that's been a nice feeling to be able to teach about these things because we all have sins in this field. We're using electricity now per se. So I like to think to redeem and listen, as we spoke before, I'm drinking out of a plastic bottle. So it's really been a great adventure to see how you can redeem those sins. And that's a lot of what I tell my students about is we all have transportation, carbon footprint sins, but if you actively do something or go the distance about trying to give yourself personal redemption about the things you have to extract from the earth, and give back. And so I've been teaching since 2011. I enjoy it a lot. I've got a lot of great students. Not all of it sticks every time, but I want those students to be somewhere, sometime later in their life, go, hey, I remember that. And that to me is really the crux of learning. It's not tests we have to give them. It's not assignments. That's kind of building blocks. But beyond that, it's really about, I can do something about my consumption. I can redeem some of my environmental sins where you don't have to live in the dark, but just make up for it somewhere else. And interestingly enough, we just had a conversation about me planting trees. I'm transporting some of them from my yard to my neighbor's house because they're not exactly in a position to afford them. And I have these little baby saplings. So it's a nice social fabric too. So there's a lot of components where it doesn't have to cost a lot, but you can redeem your souls. And here we are today talking about whatever green topics we decide to.
I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of lengthy, but it fills time, and it's hopefully somewhat interesting for your listeners.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's funny because, I find it interesting that you just said, before we go to a little break, though, but I find it funny how I've never heard someone say, you're, would you say environmental sins or something like that?
Yeah, environmental sins. By mere existence, humans are going to have environmental sins.
Right. I never heard it like that in that context. So that was cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's a little self I guess guilt in a sense, but humans work well when they recognize that they have shortcomings, and we can change them if we so choose.
Right. No, I like it. I I like how that sound. I mean, it's negative, but however, it's like it kind of opens your eyes to be like, okay, I just like, you know, did this, which is not totally right. However, like you said, I could redeem myself by, you know, going to a beach cleanup or planting more plants in my garden to, you know, attract more pollinators or something. And
Go ahead, finish.
no, I was just gonna say, like, you know, just very simple yet effective things that we could do. Oh, this is what I was trying to say. Like how you just said, it's bringing your saplings over to your neighbor's yard. That's environmentally friendly. Like, you're spreading the love to everyone. You're doing it in a social way, which is, you know, your neighbor helping them out, and it's lowest cost to them. So 3 pillows. What now?
Exactly, and those pillows, and I've been getting to know my neighbors. They're wonderful people we've known since we moved in. But it's really that social fabric, and that originated from. I injured myself October 2019. I had an Achilles injury, so I was laying in a room we have here, and we had a windstorm, and this great, fabulous maple tree that was just such a beautiful specimen got knocked over in the wind. And it's kind of like you had my neighbor and I discovered later, we both had this mourning because here's this majestic maple tree. Okay, it may not have been native tree, but it'd been their legacy length.
Right.
Toppled over, and you know, we learned later that how much we both appreciated that tree. That tree was perfect for parking my car under on a hot summer day to keep it cool, you know, just so you wouldn't have the hot car syndrome. And you know, it was just a nice shady tree. So out of that one tree, we have grown to plant 4 more with a couple more extended. And she really lost us several trees over time. And I said, well, listen, you know, I don't know your specific finances, but, you know, from our conversations, we kind of have an idea. And, you know, we are where we are. And I said, well, I got these saplings that have just sprouted in my backyard. I said, they may not be perfect or full size, but you want to do something with them? And it's been a nice growing kind of relationship for nature, for habitat, and all those benefits, as well as getting to know my neighbor and helping them be a little happier. So, because I would like a nice shady tree again. But it's allowed us to. She's approached me about other things to do in your yard. I said I don't want to. I didn't want to project what I saw because I see things all the time in my mind. My mind's eye is a powerful tool, and that's another tool that people need to develop is seeing the final.
Seeing the larger final picture.
Yeah, not the final terminus, but what it could be. And so she's like, "Oh, I'd always had visions of this." I'm like, "Well, let's just do it." You know, I can help you do it. I like doing this stuff. And so it's really rethreading the social fabric between 2 neighbors. And, you know, you never know where it's going to go. She was nice enough to give me her old pumpkins. So I just threw in the backyard for the squirrels. And, you know, it's a nice kind of fabric thing to give back instead of them ending up in a landfill. And so we've had a lot of good times. So I'm very lucky to be where I'm at, and you've been gracious enough to have me here tonight. So I'm very excited, and it's nice to be able to talk about these things.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's keep talking about it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God, I love it. All right, well, we're going to take a really quick break, and then when we get back, we'll keep on going. So raise a glass before, and we'll keep going. Woohoo!
Nice. A drink.
The drink sustainability. All right, we will be right back, guys. Later. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching The Drink Sustainability. Warning. As you watch the show, be sure to clink at your own risk. Drinks may not appear the way that they seem.